The practice of intercepting and removing unauthorized maritime arrivals, known as suspected illegal entry vessels, SIEVs, from Australian waters began briefly in late 2001, when 5 boats carrying a total of 614 people were stopped. A further 22 boats could not be safely returned. Between 2007 and 2013, no boats were turned back under the Labour government. In 2013, Tony Abbott announced,
Operation Sovereign Borders. All asylum seekers arriving in Australia by boat will be transferred to offshore detention centres, and they would not be eligible for resettlement in Australia.
We noticed that the policy was introduced to tackle asylum seekers who had physically arrived in Australia by boat. It was the clever use of the word, transferred, that gave the impression there would be mid-ocean engagements. There were only a few mid-ocean contacts, which were emergency rescue operations often happening close to the country of departure.
So, at the start of the operation, the last quarter of 2013 saw 3 boats being turned back, while 151 boats could not be safely returned. Subsequently, due to a decision not to disclose on-water operational information, the exact number of boats not turned back is not available, and returns became classified as takebacks, turnbacks, pushbacks, and assisted returns, used where a vessel is in distress. However, some figures can be obtained from Senate estimates. For example, Senator Nick McKim asked on 22nd of October 2018, "Since the establishment of Operation Sovereign Borders on 18th of September 2013, how many people have been returned, who at some point before being returned have physically been on Australian territory?"
In the 5 years to 2018, 827 people from 34 vessels have been returned to their country of origin or departure. Further details will not be provided in order to preserve operational security.
That answer didn't dispute the implication in Senator McKim's question that returns are not generally made at sea, but after boats have arrived in Australia. Here is an answer to another senator's question, which also seems to debunk the notion that the general practice was to return boats while at sea.
Asylum seekers were either returned in their own vessel, which had been repaired and made seaworthy by the Navy if necessary, or a purpose-built lifeboat provided by the Australian government.
Putting various answers and sources together, we can estimate that the final total numbers are:
in the 10 years from 2014 to 2024, 49 boats carrying a total of 1,027 people were returned to their departure points.